Hello, everybody. Today we are going to take a look at the cut. This is a video called "7 Lesbians Decide Who Gets $1,000, 1,000 to 1." I've seen a few of these videos, but I've never watched the lesbian one, so I thought I'd go ahead and check that out and see if I had any thoughts about it to share with you guys. And I also noticed going through their catalog that they have all sorts of videos and stuff, but they don't really. I haven't seen them do one of their normal videos, like the "Do All Lesbians Think the Same" or something. They've done it with all sorts of groups of people, including gay guys, but not as much lesbian representation on the cut and Jubilee. I can't believe I just said that. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it.
But also, if you're putting the money towards savings, I personally would vote you off.
Okay, already the little sneak peek, pretty funny.
Hi. Hi. This is 1,001. You all will decide which one of you is going to leave here with $1,000. We'll have 4 elimination rounds. What do you guys all have in common?
We're lesbians.
Oh, good. Okay. Yeah. We're on the same page. Good. Everybody introduce themselves and kind of say a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Charity. I don't have a job right now because the industry I do is like house cleaning and janitorial, and a lot of people aren't hiring for that right now.
Charity,
and
looking for
so
charity.
I'm here because I feel like the universe brought this to me. Hopefully y'all feel the same, but we'll see.
Hi, I'm Renata. I'm an artist here in Seattle, and I recently quit my job because I got really burnt out in COVID, and I would use the $1,000 towards my business, just put my art on tote bags,
So she's an
masks, prints,
unemployed
that kind of thing.
artist.
My name is Eden. I recently lost my job, and I'm a single parent. I could really, really, really use the
Is she
extra
a
help
lesbian?
for like rent and bills and things.
Or is she like
Okay,
bi?
I'm Audrey. I'm just financially on my own, independent. I'm like paying for rent by myself. That's my main thing. I'm just rent and tuition.
Hi, I'm McKee, and I was working in Seattle as a nanny, and I had been working with my arms hurting all the time. I went to the doctor, and they told me I have tendonitis from my wrists to my shoulders, and so since the beginning of June, I've been going to PT, and basically all of my savings are gone, and so that's what I would use the money for, is basically just real life stuff that I can't afford.
My name's Marcia. The condo that I've been living in for the past 3 years, the landlord has decided to sell it, so I need to find a new place to live. And my girlfriend and I were thinking it would be a good opportunity for us to move out together, but we're a little bit worried about covering first, last, and deposit. So I'm hoping to use $1,000 to put towards that so that we can kind of take that next step and start our lives together.
Well, I'm Claire. I've always wanted to build a small, sustainable dome home, so I would put this into savings to buying some land to build my tiny sustainable dome home.
Okay, 10 minutes left.
I really
Unless you
hope
guys
I'm
already
not
have an
on
idea of who you want to eliminate.
I know who I would like to vote off. This feels mean,
Yes.
but also, if you're putting the money towards savings, I personally would vote you off. I mean,
Is this the vote, or are you eliminating yourself?
I think they do need it more than me.
Oh,
Bye, Claire.
okay.
What do you all think of Claire voting herself off?
I think it's noble.
Yes.
I don't think it's
if I was in your situation, I would also vote myself off. So I understand.
Okay.
Thank you, Claire.
Gotta pause. Already Eden looks like an annoying person. I think I looked at a couple of the comments, and a lot of them had her name in it. I didn't see actually comments with another person's name in it, I don't think. So a lot of people have stuff to say about her, apparently. But no, Claire, I'm sorry, I can't remember actually what she said, but if they said it was just going into her savings, then yeah, I can understand that. And even if she agrees, I think the next person they're going to vote off is the girl, I think her name was Marcia. that's trying to save up for a house with her and her girlfriend, just because they're gonna be like, oh well, like it's not like you guys don't have any money, it's just that you're saving up to own property or something like that, or possibly the girl who has like tuition and rent, because they might say like, oh, like, you know, you're already like in college or whatever, like you'll figure it out, like you're better off than we are in our current positions. I'm really curious who they have picked this, or who they picked to take the money or whatever, because I mean, I have a feeling, even though I don't necessarily agree, that the artist girl is going to go and get pretty far, because they're from Seattle, and so art, and it's hard for me to express that thought, but like they're going to see her quitting her job to be an artist more nobly or something like that, then logically, like, you had a job and you gave it up before you were financially secure in your artistry to support yourself with your art, which is, she would be the one I vote out. I think they have to do 2 though, so we'll see.
Round starts again.
Does anybody have like a second choice in mind that they're thinking about voting off?
I mean, I have a couple questions for you.
Okay.
Where does your girlfriend live now?
She lives with family currently.
Okay, she lives with family. I don't know, like, cause I'm just like getting like nitpicky and stuff, but like a condo in Seattle is really expensive. That puts in question like your salary is like probably more than other people who like rent rooms and things, and like you might have other options.
I currently have a roommate who helps, you know, pay half my rent, so
yeah,
that's how I'm able to afford it.
Thank you for clarifying that, because like when you say I rent a condo, it definitely sounds like you live in like basically a house by yourself.
Do you have someone?
I don't.
Yes.
I'm gonna pause there. Renting a condo does not sound equal to renting a house. Renting a condo sounds like you have an apartment. Like, I'm not exactly sure what the difference between condo and apartment is, because I thought a condo was something that was an apartment that you bought, more or less, but let me see the difference really quick. Let's see. Here's a apartment versus condo on Apartment Guide. Okay. While there are many similarities, condos and apartments are different types of homes. Ownership is the biggest difference between a condo and an apartment. The smallest difference is the rental price. Okay, so yeah, a condo probably is more expensive then. Let's see. 43 million renter-occupied housing units. Let's see, your condominium units differ in ownership from apartments because each condo typically has a unique owner, whereas with apartments, the one building is typically owned by a single person or a company or whatever. Okay. Let's see here. Maintenance. Let's see. The biggest factor with maintenance is how quickly your issue gets handled, and sometimes it can actually take longer in a condo. Okay, that doesn't really necessarily matter. There are always fees when you sign a new lease. The amount you have to pay in an apartment is pretty standard, but not always the case for condo rentals, where your property owner should make you aware of fees up front. It's important to ask if you're uncertain about how much money you should bring when you sign your lease. Okay. Condo fees are up to each unit's individual owner, so they can vary. You may have to put down a security deposit but pay no pet fee since they're pet owners themselves. You may also be able to negotiate whether you put down first and last month's rent and security payment if that's more than you're able to provide. The only unique fee you may end up paying related is HOA fees. Units, here we go. Because condos are individually owned, you've got a better chance of things being a little bit more high end. Okay, so yeah, condos just sound like a much more personalized style of apartment living, so to speak. Um, a condo building will most likely have all the apartment amenities listed above, which are free parking, on-site laundry, pool, gym, and community room. Not all apartment places have that, but it is like a pretty standard thing, yeah, I guess. But condos would also have a park, playground, pet area with services like dog washing and a car wash typically. Some luxury apartments may have these types of amenities too, but they're more common in condos. And then the rental policies. A property manager handles the enforcement of all building rules in an apartment. They'll also handle any complaints. The same rules apply to every unit and consist of things like noise restrictions, pet or guest policies, the need to have renter's insurance. There may even be restrictions against painting or putting holes in the walls. It can lead to serious consequences if you don't. HOA guidelines create the rules for common areas in a condo. They're often similar to those in an apartment building. You can find specifics in the condo association covenants, conditions, and restrictions, or CC&Rs. You should make sure you have a copy when you move in, blah, blah, blah. Any additional rules within the unit itself will come from the owner and can differ from unit to unit. You may end up with a stricter property owner with more rules, so make sure you carefully review. Okay. Okay. So yeah, it does, I guess, sound more high end maybe to the people in the video that she's renting a condo rather than renting an apartment, just typically with what's associated with condos, which is a higher level of living. But I think it's also fair to say that maybe like all condos are not made equally, so to speak. And there, I'm sure, are, I'm not saying she lives in a lesser condo than what I've described, but it's very possible that she is in a more simpler, or in a simpler living situation, and it just happens to be a condo rather than an apartment. It doesn't automatically mean more luxury, even though that's what it could be associated with. But because but anyway, regardless of those differences, equating a condo to a house, way out the door, like that's out of pocket. Like there's so much more responsibility with a house than with a condo. And also there are plenty of people that also like live in houses that are less off than people in condos as well. Just because you have a house doesn't mean you have a lot of money, or are in a house have a lot more money. It just might be the better situation for you. And there are so many aspects of house living that you don't even have to think about with a condo. First and foremost would be the yard and maintenance, because with a house, you may be renting it, but you could still be liable for all of the repairs, even if you're renting. And especially if you own, you are responsible. Yeah, so I can see why people are commenting on Eden in the comments now, because she's setting herself up to be the crazy vegan girl from the whatever video, Jubilee, I think, does these ones where it's like the odd man out, I think it's what it's called. And it was this very annoying vegan girl that was like, you can't be vegan because of blah, blah, blah. And Sour Patch Kids or whatever, those aren't vegan. You're not a vegan if you eat those. It's him. And stuff like that, without even considering that he could be like a less stringent vegan or just completely unaware. It was really funny, but people commented on her nonstop as well. Anyway, let's unpause this.
It's your case.
Oh God! All right. So you had mentioned that you were just feeling a little bit burnt out.
Yes.
And so you decided to quit your job.
Yeah.
And so that's why you need the money. and so that was a choice. Could you tell me a little bit more about like what
it was a
motivated
choice to quit her job?
I was just burnt out, so it was a personal choice. I mean, I wanted to win 1,000 because I thought it would be nice to invest in like this fairly new business that I have. So it's not need-based, and I didn't realize like when everyone started telling their like story, I was like, okay, yeah, I can sit this one out.
Well, I mean, is this going to be a competition of who's just not worthy till we get to the last one? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, basically,
Because at this
Charity.
point, do you want to leave? You've just been talking about why you shouldn't be here.
5 minutes left.
Right. I feel like you should have defended the fact that you are burnt out at your
not
job and
necessarily
that you do
wrong.
want to pursue your own career.
She should have
and that is
focused
gonna
on
take a
how
lot of
she was
money.
burnt
And
out.
if you don't have
because
anybody backing you up, you should have.
without a clear definition of what she
I would be
means by
interested to know
that.
what Claire thinks.
I think
Pause this. She definitely should have declared what exactly it was she meant by burnout, because the way she makes it sound is just like, oh, I can't handle this job anymore. It's too much. I can't keep up. I'm tired and depressed. And so she just quit rather than actually trying to get to the root of the issue and like within herself. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought there. She should have gotten to the root of the issue within herself before quitting her job, because she quit her job and is now financially insecure, or at least more so than she was before. And now she's expecting to get this $1,000 to put into an entrepreneurial pursuit that is her art. And she hasn't built up this art thing before leaving her job. What if she gets burnt out on this art thing because it becomes too much? You know, it's just the Charity girl, she's making some good points here. Like, you know, you've just offered yourself up for elimination rather than defending your want or need for this money because of these circumstances you've put forth. Right. Now they're seeing what the eliminated girl has to think, and I have a feeling she's going to agree with Charity. Yeah.
Why do you think her?
with these, you know, these other like, situations.
Yeah, I guess
like,
my art
housing
thing
is
isn't
on
all
the
that.
line,
Yeah.
And you know, they've got people depending on them, like their children. So business venture versus that. Yeah.
I think I will vote myself off
Yep.
this round as well.
Thank you. First off, how was that last round? What was you think was the hardest part so far?
I mean, probably like now.
What this video has taught me most, maybe, is that girls that, or people that quit their jobs for artistic pursuits before having a financially stable platform to go off of, or while keeping a job and doing it as a side hustle, don't deserve free money. More than other people, anyway.
Just the fact there's, you know, it's whittling down. Now it gets real.
Okay, round starts again. Are there any things you haven't heard that you want to hear in these next few rounds? Who would you take on a date?
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hi.
I just want to point this out before it continues. None of these girls scream lesbian to me. And I know that's just kind of like a cursory looks thing, but like the only one that I would have guessed is gay, like if they line them up as the girl that's trying to move out of her condo. There's something about her that it keys me. I have horrible gaydar, but something about her keys me in more than the others.
My first
girl
choice I
on the
already know
end.
is married.
Wait, I'm sorry. I think I missed
date?
why they're laughing.
Is that for me?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Hi. I probably. My first choice I already know is married.
Do we want to do like a game or something, or do you feel like you guys know who you want to vote off in this one?
I know who I want to vote off.
Yeah, me too. But it's up to you guys.
Who do you think's in charge right now?
I think Eden seems to be taking control of this.
Eden's definitely in control.
Who would like to say who?
She's just gonna pity herself enough to make everybody else pity her and win, I bet.
Sorry. No, it's okay.
I was also thinking about you as well.
Okay. I mean, I think that's majority. Yeah, all right.
Oh, and there she goes. That's the one I thought looked like
Be part of
lesbian
Couch Gang?
out of all
Couch
of them.
gang. These people are cool. I like it. I don't know. It's fine.
I'm curious if you have an idea of like, oh, I think this person should just get the money.
Yeah, I don't know. It's hard. I think the two on either end need it the most.
Final four.
I can't
Just
remember
reminder,
what
this is the
Pink Hair
last
said.
general
I think
elimination round.
she was
You
the
have been doing it based
tuition.
on need.
No.
Everyone agrees.
No, she wasn't.
A lot of you need this money, so do you want to do an activity for this last one?
At this point, it's if you really want to battle needs against needs, that's going to be a lot of pros and cons, and I don't feel like your need weighs any more than her need, weighs any more than her need if you guys break down.
I disagree. I have a
Of course she
whole
does.
ass kid to take care of, and I definitely do think that
Just
that
your
is a big
choice.
part of my need.
You don't have any help with your kid?
I don't have any help with my kid.
You don't get the child tax credit?
I guess I get $300 a month out of zero income.
Have you been paying rent then?
I have not been paying rent.
Okay. So basically what she's saying here is that financially she's an unfit parent. And she's just trying to put as much victimhood and like need onto herself without being open to anybody else. It's like she knows she wants to walk out of this room with $1,000 and she will say literally anything to get it. And that means being unempathetic to other people's struggles just because she knows she needs it the most. She's acting very narcissistically. And I 100% doubt that there's no help at all she gets for the child. There are rent and housing programs. There are food programs. There are school supply programs. Food stamps at the EBT cards is what it is now, I think. Welfare, unless she somehow doesn't qualify for those things. And I would be very interested to hear how she wouldn't qualify for those things. And I'm not saying if you have those things that you're set and that it's easy or that you aren't in hardship or anything. Not at all. The way she's putting herself off, more I'm applying this to the individual of Eden here, it's very suspicious. And I think the others are kind of keying in on that a bit, hopefully. Hopefully she doesn't win. And also just like the way she dresses and carries herself isn't as somebody in such a dire need that has no help at all. Or no savings or anything. This is interesting. Let's keep going.
I have the opportunity to pay it.
Like she's
as
wearing
I go
brand
right
new
now.
Vans.
But if I don't pay November rent, then I need to find a new place to live.
Isn't that the same situation as Marcia?
Marcia has until the end of the year.
And if you can't pay rent, do you become homeless?
Yes.
Not right now. There's no eviction moratorium, so she
Or
can't get
there
kicked
isn't
out.
a-
She gets kicked out because her landlord's selling her lease.
Well, the eviction moratorium is up as of the new year,
It
I
is.
believe.
Yeah.
So that buys her, what, a month?
About the same amount of time, right?
Yeah. I'm on the couch, though.
Thank you for
Yeah.
clarification.
She knows. Marcia knows what's going on at the very least. These other three that are still on the couch beside Eden, they, I think, to a certain extent are aware. Definitely, at least Charity. But is that to say that they'll still roll over when the time comes and let Eden win? Or what? Because like the clothes, she does not look maybe she's a very fashionable, almost homeless person. But those are brand new Vans. Like, they're immaculate. And those are $60 shoes. Yeah. And just, I can't really believe her from the way that she presents herself. She has a very big credibility problem.
Kind of glad I don't have to deal with this.
What do you guys want to do?
Agreed,
Do we want to
Marcia.
pick, or do you guys want to do a game of chance, or do you want to have somebody else pick?
Would you guys be willing to pay like a competition for immunity?
I don't understand what immunity would mean.
It means you wouldn't get voted off this round?
Oh, I'm down to play a game with those stakes.
We can all go across and like vote, or not vote, but like guess each other's signs, and then we'll reveal at the end who.
She's down for that because she knows that either she'll win the invulnerability or be able to manipulate herself into invulnerability.
Like them right.
Okay.
Okay, I think you're a Leo. And I think you are a Pisces. You are maybe a Capricorn.
I think you're a Gemini, you're a Taurus, Sagittarius.
I think you are like an Aries. You are like a Virgo.
I can't comment on this
You
stuff.
are a Scorpio.
I think you are a
Excuse me.
Cancer, Aquarius, and then you're an Aries.
Okay, did anyone guess your sign right?
Yes.
I knew it!
I think there's an alliance that's been formed.
I feel like maybe between Eden and Audrey.
Yeah, I can see that.
She said she'd take her on a date.
Some of that $1,000 going to dinner.
So only one person got one person's sign right.
Okay, so that means that
She's immunity.
I would say that means you have immunity.
Yes.
Yeah.
You have immunity. You decide.
I would say that means you have immunity. Because her opinion solely is what matters here on whether or not, I believe this is Audrey, has immunity. Like, I bestow upon you immunity this round.
Yeah, you said
Easy
take the pressure off.
peasy. It was a trick.
Pink hair's going out this round.
Okay, I just was thinking, and some facts were said and asked, and it doesn't quite add up all the way to me. So I was gonna pick.
What do you mean it doesn't add up?
I don't know. When Charity was asking you like all these questions, it was kind of just seemed like on the spot type answers.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know.
Are you okay?
Fact spitting right there. She is totally aware of what Eden is doing. She is totally aware. This is why I typically love seeing groups. Oh, my dog's wiggling around trying to get my attention. Hello. But no, this is why I love watching like groups of women, lesbians especially, like interacting with each other and like dissecting what each other say. It's so interesting because women just do communication so differently than men that you get some hilarious drama on when it comes to hearing somebody say something and keeping to yourself whether or not you believe it until like the right moment. It can be absolutely fucking hilarious. No, but the plaid girl, she's definitely spot on. Eden, when Charity was asking her those questions, was very on the spot with her answers, and all of her answers were directed in the same exact way, and that direction was I'm in the worst situation here. I have no help. This money is the only thing that can help me right now, and all of you need to give it to me because I'll basically spontaneously combust without it.
What are you saying?
And did you see her eyes there? I know there's a light in my glasses right now, but she was like this is great.
About what?
About a kid.
I don't know what else to say. I'm not lying about having a child.
Is that your vote?
Yeah. Nobody wants to catch the glance of Eden's
I don't think
ire.
she's lying. Not to make your life harder, but.
Okay, kid is real. Yeah, we consensus this. No lies. Okay, now it's gonna be Charity.
Okay, I'm not saying the kid isn't real. It very well could be fake, but I'm not of the belief that the child is fake. I'm just of the belief that she is fabricating her situation and at the very least exaggerating how rough it is.
And I will take that willingly. Sorry. My anxiety is killing me.
Charity, how's it feel joining the couch gang?
Good. I mean, I think that the people who played the game the best are currently left.
Played the game the best, what do you mean?
I feel like it's very much a lot of still playing the game. Like, it is a pity party against a pity party, and who believes that their struggle is better than everybody else's. It's who can play and not care about making other people feel bad for you until the end, and that's what it is.
And that's exactly what I pointed out before, where I said that Eden will say absolutely anything to make her seem like the lowliest one there, and she doesn't care how bad it makes her actually look, because she has that goal of $1,000, and why should she care what any of these people think about her or her situation, or care, and she doesn't care whether or not they then figure out it was fake or not, or exaggerated or not. She doesn't care about the consequences. She just cares about the money, and she doesn't care about the image or the consequences. She just cares about the money.
For the people who were able to go the longest without caring whether people felt bad about them or not.
The last three, there's a bit of a different twist than what we've done before. You three will not be deciding who wins the money. You're picking who actually takes the money home.
Okay. Ooh. Well, full honesty, I were to choose two people. Between two people, it would be either Eden or Mickey. I'm sorry, Audrey.
Why not Audrey?
Mickey?
She got a kid. Can't work. Tendonitis. Physically
Right,
unable
the nanny.
to.
It's the same for me.
What do you think, Charity?
Maki, is your girlfriend working?
So they have a concussion right now from a car accident from a few months ago, and they have some funding from the state, but they also don't have a lot right now, and they don't pay for anything of mine. Any money that I do get is borrowed from my parents. It's not like they're giving it to me. I have like a debt running with them now.
Eden, do you have any familial?
So there's a lot to unpack in that. Hello, Miko. First of all, I just want to address the glaring question of, is your girlfriend working? They, blah, 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 blah. She's not acknowledging that her partner is a girl. So how is she in a lesbian video? Is it because they're both females? Because I understand that, but what with like trans and non-binary people, it does, like, a lesbian is a like a female that identifies as a woman attracted to females that identify as women. And if you're two females, but one of you claims to identify as non-binary, how are you calling that a gay relationship rather than just a queer relationship? Non-binary is excluding womanhood. You're saying I'm not a woman and I'm not a man, I'm non-binary. So I'm mixed up here. Stuff like this always seems to happen to lesbians instead of any of the other LGBT groups. Like, trans people never have, like, trans, are they? In their groups. And gay guys never have, that guy gay? What exactly is the issue? Like, I've only ever seen like one gay guy video that included like a non-binary gay man. Like, and it was partially arguing how he could identify himself as gay if he's non-binary. Because you're saying I'm not a man, I'm non-binary, so what's going on here? So that's just interesting. And also, she said that she has like a running debt with her parents and stuff like that. Now, I totally understand that her parents probably just got to a certain point where they're saying like, we can't give you any more money, but we'll still loan it to you when we can, which is completely understandable. I just am curious as to whether or not her parents would not allow her to like move in if she absolutely needed it to. Is she facing destitution and debt? Or is she facing debt in a worse situation that's just not quite destitute? Which would just be interesting. She didn't bring up that fact, and I'm not saying that her being with her parents is not bad. It's just a question, because I would hate to see her not get the money and not be able to pay rent while she's out of work because of her injury, and then become homeless rather than be able to move in with her parents. I would hope that could happen.
It's like support.
I do not have any familial financial support.
I'm ready to vote whenever. I feel like I knew.
Yeah, and she doesn't just.
Yeah,
Eden also doesn't justify why she has no
I agree that Eden should
familiar
get the money.
or
You do have a dependent.
like
Eden
governmental
gets the money.
support. Of course she does.
Thank you for feeling bad for me.
How do you feel?
I don't know. It feels weird, but yeah, I'm thankful. So thank you for feeling bad for me.
How was that process for you all?
It was enlightening, hearing everyone's stories.
She said, thank you for feeling bad for me, instead of thank you for letting me win the money. That just adds to her bad character and bad communication to me. It's kind of slimy and almost transparent in a way. To me, her saying, thank you for feeling bad for me, instead of thank you for letting me win the money, shows that she was trying to play that woe is me game, and also that she is aware that she's doing this, and she's kind of like being cheeky about it. Let's finish this off.
Just getting to know all of you a bit better. And
less than a minute.
Yeah, the money did go to a really good cause.
I think as much as we all wanted it being on the
couch,
couch, was kind
we
of a
didn't
relief.
see, but still.
Why do you say it was kind of a relief?
It's hard. It's just hard.
Yeah, once it shifted over to you guys again, I was like, oh my gosh, thank God. Like,
I can't make another decision.
no, I know.
Like, did anybody learn anything during this process?
Yeah, life is hard. And living is really fucking expensive. That's what I'm continually learning every year.
Okay, that's a cut.
Congratulations,
And that is it. Well, I guess I don't necessarily have any closing arguments to make about any of this. I think I've gotten most of my thoughts out now. But I will end by saying, by covering that last bit, that last minute, one moment. Excuse me, my bad. When they said, what did you learn from this? And she says, I've heard that living is expensive, and I keep learning that every year. Now, yes, living is expensive, especially proportional to what you make. You know, living isn't necessarily expensive when you make over a certain threshold, unless you are living a more luxurious lifestyle with that additional money. But I'm pretty sure she knew that going in. That's not something she learned. I'm sure she understood that life and living is expensive, and probably not all that fair either. None of them. So I would assume none of them really learned anything from this experience, and I don't think I did either. Have a good one.